This is a special report from About Space Today.
Welcome to Special Report. I'm David Denault. Scientists report a newly discovered cave on the moon and believe hundreds of similar structures could be used as shelters for astronauts on future missions. Next, as America and the world is listening to Special Report on About Space Today. Hey, it's the good old summertime, and time to think about a Florida beach vacation. Well, D&D Cruise and Tours is the official travel agent for About Space Today, and we want to invite you to come and see the Space Coast this summer. Our hotels are just steps away to our beautiful sun-bleached beaches and the azure waters of the Atlantic Ocean. And we're just minutes from the cruise port, with many hotels offering free or reduced parking. And maybe you'll want us to come and see and visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitors Complex. And maybe just relax to the sound of the waves crashing along our shorelines. Call D&D Cruise and Tours at 877-747-8631 and come and see the Space Coast. Welcome back. The cave is located not far from where Apollo 11 astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed some 55 years ago. It's located in an area known as the Sea of Tranquility and are believed to be collapsed lava tubes. And for decades, scientists have suspected the moon may harbor caves below its surface. And now a new report from a team of Italian researchers offers the most convincing evidence yet.
The moon's surface has millions of craters, but something else has drawn a lot of attention to it. A giant rare hole that turned out to be a tube. It was found when the Japanese lunar orbiter was gathering data around the moon's skylight, the tube's entrance. Researchers found a specific echo pattern that suggested there was a hollow area. They discovered more echo patterns at a couple of places near the hole, so there could be more lunar tubes there. But in this big tube, you could place an entire football field and the pit could swallow it whole. It's irregularly shaped and 427 feet in diameter. Scientists think that there could be secret caves, a tunnel system, or an entire geological wonderland under the surface. It could be a good shelter for astronauts that land on the moon, or even be a harbor for a lunar colony. No one ever managed to stay on the moon for more than 3 days because of the conditions on the satellite. It has a wide range of temperatures, low atmosphere, and no magnetic field that would protect life on the surface from things like radiation or harsh sun rays. Astronauts wear spacesuits, but they can't protect them over long periods of time. But a lava tube could. When a lava flow cools, it gets a hard crust, which later thickens and creates a roof over that same lava. It continues to flow, but when it stops, the channel can drain, which results in an empty tube. Our planet also has lava tubes, but they're not as big as the one found on the moon. Our moon was formed during a big collision of the Earth and one more planet the size of Mars. This happened around 4.6 billion years ago, shortly after the Sun and our solar system were formed. After the collision, a cloud of vaporized rock went into orbit around our planet, cooled, and shaped into a ring of small solid bodies. They later got together and became the moon, leaving craters as a reminder of this collision. If you're standing on the surface of the moon, your shadow will be darker than on Earth. This is because there's no atmosphere to scatter light and create lighter shadows. Our moon is around 32 Earths away from us, and 29 Earths at its closest. When the night is dark and clear, it seems like you can touch a full moon. But if you wanted to do it, you'd have to travel up to 250,000 miles. Still, there is water on the moon. Not puddles or lakes, but grains of water ice exist in permanently shadowed parts near the moon's poles. Apollo 11 was the mission where humankind first landed on the moon. It was a very important moment, broadcast all over the world. Humankind hasn't set foot on the moon in a few decades, but footprints there are still fresh because there are no winds up there, so these tracks can stay there for millions of years. The moon used to have active volcanoes, probably during the time of the dinosaurs. Molten lava hardened on its surface billions of years ago, which helped create unique lunar craters, but the volcanoes have been dormant for a long time now. The moon has a big range of temperatures because it doesn't have an atmosphere. During the day, it can go up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, but at its poles, the temperature is around negative 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
A long time ago, in the 17th century, astronomers saw large dark spots on the moon's surface. One of these astronomers thought these spots looked like oceans, and he called them maria, which means seas in Latin. Other astronomers also made maps of the moon, and they used the term maria to describe these dark spots. For example, Mare Tranquillitatis translates to Sea of Tranquility, where Apollo 11 made its touchdown.
There might be a labyrinth of lava tubes on the moon. Not long ago, astronomers received the results of an underground lunar topography. They discovered a massive cave under the satellite's surface, about 30 miles long and 60 miles wide. The cave's likely to be the result of 3 billion-year-old volcanic activity. After streams of lava hardened, they created a thick, hard crust on the outside. But inside, lava kept flowing, melting the rock and forming tunnels and caves. Countless pits in the moon's surface, discovered by NASA, might be the openings to lava tubes.
And NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter has identified over 200 of these pits on the moon, suggesting there could be hundreds of underground caves. And these caves could offer future astronauts protection against the extreme conditions on the moon's surface. And perhaps these caves could be domed and create an oxygen environment. Let me remind you to join Don Meyer, Space Coast News Editor, on Fridays for America in Space, and listen Tuesdays for This Week in Space with John Gomez. Thanks for joining me from your home or where you work. And if you enjoy our reports, click like and subscribe. I'm David Denault.
This has been a special report from About Space Today.